Hello, Dr. E-Blox here with the E-Blox Project of the Day. We're coming to you here live again because we want everybody to stay at home and be safe, okay? We're doing these videos because we want to give teachers and parents e-learning material to help teach the children STEM and STEAM through E-Blox while safely from the home. So please stay at home as much as you can. If you have E-Blox at home, we encourage you to join in the building and learning fun. And if you don't, then there's two ways that you can get E-Blox. One is through our website, www.myeblox.com. That's www.myeblox.com. Or contact your local toy store and ask them, contact them through calling them or through email, and ask them for coupons on discounts on E-Blox products. You can purchase them through the store, but we will ship them directly to you so you can get them safe at your home. With that, we're going to start the project of the day, where we're going to learn about FM radio and how radio waves work. Now, young kids out there have lots of different ways to listen to music and maybe get news, listen to news. Maybe it's through iTunes, maybe it's through Pandora or satellite radio. Well, when I was a young lad, and that was a long time ago, I only had one way of listening to music, and that was through the radio. It was something that looked like this, a radio, okay, where it had speakers, an on-off button, a volume adjust, some buttons to change the channel, and it had this tall silvery device called an antenna. You may not have seen many antennas, but back in my day, there were antennas everywhere. They were on cars, they were on cell phones. These antennas now are built and designed so they're inside your car and your devices, so you don't see them, but they're still there. And their importance is that they can capture what's called radio waves. Radio waves that come near the antenna can be captured and they can be turned into electrical signals. Radio waves are things that are all around us. They're everywhere, in your home, outside your home, in stores, okay? And they contain the information that has the music or the news channels you're trying to listen to. Now, you may ask the question, how do all these radio waves get there? Okay, that's a great question. If you look at some of the tall buildings in the big cities near you, and you look at the top, you may see these things that are actually huge antennas, okay? They're really high power antennas, and they're what's called broadcast antennas, and they're sending these radio waves everywhere, out through the whole city, through the suburbs, and so those radio waves are being transmitted, and they can arrive at your antenna, and your antenna can capture them, okay? Today we're going to talk about FM radio transmission. FM stands for frequency modulation, which means that information, the music or the news channel we're trying to listen to, is stored in the frequency of the signal that's being transmitted. So this is where our project begins with our building, okay? We're going to build an FM radio. If you have circuit blocks 120 or 395, you'll have all of these components here in order to build your FM radio. We're going to start with the component number 24. This is called the FM receiver, okay? And its function is that if you put an antenna on here, it takes the electrical signal that the antenna grabbed from the air and looks at its frequency. It's basically a frequency detector. And then it gets the information out of that, which is the music signal or the news channel. So let's try it. Let's put it in here. We're going to need a speaker in order to listen to it, okay? We're going to use this spring wire that's in your set as the antenna, okay? Won't work quite as good as a real antenna, but it works pretty decent. We'll use some switches to change the channel, okay? We're going to have to build a little bit to get power to this FM receiver, okay? Like this. And now we can turn it on and select a channel, and I can't really hear much. But you know what? I can just barely hear an FM radio station there. It's really weak though, and if you're building and you listen to this, you probably will hear it at home, but you can't really hear it here. You know what? That's because I forgot to mention this FM receiver here. Okay, while it is very good at receiving the signal. The music and news channel that comes out of here is very weak, okay? It's not very strong. So we're going to use another module that's in our set. It's number 14. It's called an amplifier. An amplifier can take electrical signals in and make them that are very weak and make them very large, or amplify them, okay? So we're going to put this amplifier in here. And in order to connect it to the frequency modulator, we're going to use a volume adjust. It's part number 38. That way we can adjust the volume that it comes out at. We'll put back in our speaker, okay? We're going to need to provide power now to this amplifier, okay? Now when we listen to this, I hear something. There's another radio station. Let's see if we can select another one, okay? Keep scanning. Every time you hit this button, scan. Hey, I just built an FM radio. How cool is that, man? This is usually the part where I tell a really dumb joke, but every time I tell radio jokes, I get really bad reception. So I'm not gonna do it this time, okay? But man, this is really cool. We learned a lot today about how FM radio works, frequency modulation, how the information is stored in the frequency of the broadcast signal from a tower to the antenna in your device, and then how we use a frequency detector and pass it through an amplifier to a speaker to listen to that signal. Well, that's all robotics. And in the meantime, stay safe and continue e-learning with E-Blox.
Almost made through all of it without it pausing. It paused on us when my phone went off there.
Oh, that's okay.